Okay, look before you sleep. This is episode 8, and basically Applejack and Rarity are the stars. Twilight's in there too, but we'll get to that. So, okay, the setup for this is kind of complicated, but alright, we start out, the flying ponies, they've had to schedule a big storm for today, because we did establish that they kind of control the weather, so, okay, they have to get a bunch of clouds into place. They missed the storm last week, so they need this one to be really big. So now the other ponies in the town, they all need to help out. They need to take down loose tree branches because a storm this big will blow them down. They might hurt someone or break something. So yeah, they need to be taken down. But important part though for the plot is that Applejack and Rarity are both on this team, and yeah, they're polar opposites. So we probably should have seen this episode coming. But okay, yeah, Applejack, she wants to get it done. She wants to be fast, efficient. If it's broken, take the branch down. If it's not, leave it. Rarity, she wants to fix everything up, make it look really nice, because she's, I guess, really detail-oriented, and which kind of makes sense. I mean, if she's going to be the fashion one, you know, that's probably the type that she is. So, okay, they start arguing over that. Applejack thinks Rarity's slowing her up. Rarity probably doesn't belong in this kind of a job, but, okay, so, yeah, it starts spiraling then into just the general, you're too fussy was Applejack's word, and you're a slob argument, but then the rain picks up, and like just as they're about to go their separate ways, just like, okay, let's, yeah, take off before this turns into a big fight, but then, yeah, lightning starts striking, they run back into each other's arms. I mean, they're actually pretty scared of this, so, yeah, they're stuck together, and that's when Twilight then, who I guess her house is nearby where this is taking place. She sees them, she calls them over, offers to take them in, and to put them up for the night, because with a storm like this, they're not going anywhere. And they don't want to accept the offer, because, I mean, they're already on each other's last nerves, but they don't have much of a choice, so the only one who's really excited about this is Twilight. She's never had a sleepover party before, and she, I guess, has been saving this book for the occasion. She wants to go through the entire checklist. Like, this is, I guess, a joke about Twilight Sparkle's character, how she's so detail-oriented she even wants her slumber parties to be planned to a T, so, okay, it's a girls' slumber party episode. We probably should have seen this coming too. But, okay, so, pretty, well, in its broad strokes, this is pretty easy, pretty, you know, generic. It's like, they run through the list of things to do: makeovers, s'mores, ghost stories, and every time Applejack and Rarity are at each other's throats. Like, Applejack, she doesn't want a makeover. The funny gag here, they do the cucumbers, I guess, to put on their eyes, which I didn't know that was for puffiness, so yeah, Rarity has enlightened me. But anyway, Applejack, she doesn't want a makeover. She, and when it gets to the cucumbers, she just eats them, because she's a pony. Ponies eat vegetables. So, okay, that was kind of funny, but, alright, they, the ghost stories, they're, Applejack and Rarity start trying to change it to stories about, the other one's proxies, the story about the, persnickety ghost that drove everyone nuts, or the big slob ghost that drove everyone nuts, so that almost turns bad, but then Twilight interrupts with the story of the headless horse. Nice, but, alright, okay, so then there's that, then, well, basically, the last thing, it turns into, the pillow fight is the last thing on Twilight's list, and it turns into just kind of an all-out brawl. Like, this was pretty inspired. At first, they're just throwing them at each other, and then they're really out for blood. Applejack grabs her lasso, ties one up, and, like, whips it at Rarity, and Rarity starts using her magic then. She can block each shot, and then starts shooting them back at Applejack like cannonballs or something, but, okay, so finally, Twilight, who has been buried in a mound of pillows, just says, like, okay, let's just go to bed. So, and they get to that, and, of course, Applejack and Rarity, they have to share the same bed, because I guess, I don't know, that's Spike's bed or something, but anyway, they're still fighting, and they wake Twilight up, who gets ready to chew them out for ruining the whole slumber party, but then, the storm picks up even more, and it strikes a tree right outside Twilight's house. Twilight's house is also a tree, actually. They establish early on she has some device that makes her tree totally safe from lightning, a magic lightning rod or something like that, but anyway, I digress. Okay, lightning strikes another tree, and apparently that was Rarity's fault because, I guess it's about to fall, the part it struck is about to fall, and that wouldn't have happened if Rarity had taken that branch down or something. I guess, I don't know, maybe that was something they didn't get to because Rarity was holding them up so much, so... Okay, Applejack opens the window, goes to lasso the branch to stop it from falling. Rarity tries to stop her because she knows what's going to happen next is going to happen, and Applejack lassos it, stops it, instead pulls it the other way right back on top of them, and it flies through the window right into Twilight's house, and I mean, it's not a little branch either. This is like, fills up the whole room. It's like the top half of the tree. So, okay. Now, Twilight's really mad, but she's still going by the book. That she's looking in her book to see what you do when this happens at a slumber party. And, I mean, she comes across a bit on slumber parties in backyards. Ooh, does this count as camping? Which, okay, that was funny. But, so let's see. Basically, though, so Twilight's out of the picture. Applejack is trying to move it, but she can't. Rarity is just mad at her, ignoring everything she says, and then just trying to clean up, I guess, the things the branch has spilled on the ground, because, I mean, that's, like I said, detail-oriented. She's worried about that. So, finally, Applejack, I guess, realizes what it's going to take, and so she swallows her pride, and that makes Applejack is definitely the one who's more inclined to do that. She swallows her pride, she apologizes for being really short with Rarity, and just says, I need your help, please give me a hand. And Rarity still doesn't want to. She thinks she's going to get messy, so Applejack has to bite her tongue there too and just say, like, yes, that's a side effect of hard work, but I really need your help. I can't do this on my own. Just please give me a hand. So, okay, Rarity fires up her Rarity magic, and I think 1 or 2 episodes ago we established that that's not as good as Twilight Sparkle magic, but it gets the job done. She turns the giant branch into a bunch of little decorations, like, what do you call it when you carve a bush or something into like an animal shape? I don't know, but that's what she does. And so, not a problem anymore. They're able to get rid of the excess stuff, the mess, and just, they have a bunch of little decorations instead that don't take up the whole room, so, okay. And so, yeah, they make nice, they hug, they help each other clean up, and then they get back to the slumber party, and now they have a pretty good time, even though Applejack, this is kind of an amusing touch instead of just total reverse. It's like they still are, they still, I guess, tread each other's toes a little bit, but they're able to let it go now, which is, I guess, pretty smart, pretty nice way to tell that. So, okay, and that's pretty much it. Twilight asks them if they want to have another sleepover next week, and they just, laugh, throw pillows at her, like, no, this, probably enough for a while, but, okay, so, actually, watching this episode, I mean, a girl's slumber party, I should probably be taking that the same way I usually take Rarity most of the time. That's just, like, not for me, but, this kind of reaffirmed why I think this show is a little above and beyond, what's the average for shows these days, like, because, girl's slumber party, let's face it, it could write itself, but, that's really not the route they go. They, like all the episodes, they try to think, they're really thinking, like, okay, what would these characters do in this scenario? Like, Twilight, it's not just the gag where she's going by the book, and I mean, just trying to make all of these girls' slumber party things, like, catering to what an actual tween girls' fantasy slumber party would be. Instead, it's like, instead they get into, like, what she'd be like in this scenario, like I said. Like, she's never had a slumber party before, she's been out of the social circle for a while, so, I mean, instead, like she's in Candyland, she's really excited to be doing all of this for the first time. It's pretty cute, just like how she gets excited about anything. And I mean, Applejack and Rarity, they both think that there's a way this should be done, but Twilight, she would have had, with just either of them, she would have done it either way and been happy, but when they get in each other's face, too, she's a little bit confused, she's trying to move it along, so I mean, it's not one note, which is the important thing. And then Applejack and Rarity, too. I mean, there are times where the thing with Applejack and Rarity is kind of running on autopilot, like with Truth or Dare. Of course they're going to do that. I dare you to get messy. Well, I dare you to play dress up. So there's stuff like that. But, I mean, then there's also stuff, like I said, the makeover bit where Applejack, because she's a pony, wants to eat the cucumbers more than she wants to use them on her face. I mean, that, or how the pillow fight turns into just like this giant war. I mean, that was kind of clever, and I mean, it's fun too. I mean, apart from, like I said, a couple of moments there, I mean, really sort of getting into these characters. They're sort of thinking from their perspective out instead of just like, okay, we've got a sleepover plot. How do we structure everybody to fit that mold to what tween girls would want to see in a sleepover party? It's like, no, this is these specific characters' sleepover party. So, okay, that works pretty well. Otherwise, I guess Rarity, you know, it's her first episode really in the spotlight, and I mean, she was fine. They found ways to use her there, but I still kind of saw it as like an Applejack episode with Rarity as the catalyst, not the other way around, or not even really an even split, because Applejack, you know, she just wanted to come in and let her hair down. I mean, it was kind of how everything Rarity is trying to force on her ticks her off, how she's the easygoing but short-fused one, so, and at the end she's the one who has to sort of make nice, apologize, meet Rarity halfway. So I mean, yeah, I kind of, it's Applejack that sort of undergoes or has to rise to the challenge this time around. So I definitely kind of thought it was her episode. So, but it's Rarity's first time in the spotlight still, and you know, she was fine. They gave her some identifiable traits. Like I said, I appreciate Applejack's message on not sweating the small stuff, because I'm somebody who's pretty bad about that, getting caught up in details. Like, I guess in that sense Rarity was relatable this time around. I mean, I don't know, if I were some kind of fashion designer, maybe I'd be right with her on that one, but even so, you know, like picking stuff up, I've been there where there's kind of a big deal, that's something that needs to be taken care of, but I mean, it's just like there's the little things in the corner that, I mean, it just always, you should always be right, and at this point they're not, and it's just like, alright, eats at you. So, like I said, maybe you're not like that, maybe I just sound weird, but yeah, I've been detail-oriented like that. So, okay, all in all, I thought this was a pretty decent episode. You know, like I said, took something that in the old show would have been a complete turn-off to everyone who wasn't in the target demographic, and they made it kind of engaging, kind of fun. So, alright, all in all, appreciated that. Anyway,